We have a lot of summer reads to talk about today, so let's get into it. Hey guys, it's Tiff and welcome back to my channel. You already know what today's video is, so I do not need to tell you twice. What is up? So today we have 25 books to talk about, 6 of which are books that I have read that I would highly recommend reading this summer, and all of the rest are books that I cannot wait to read this summer. So with that being said, let's get right on into it. We're gonna start with my book recommendations. So you can already see the top one. So the first one is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I absolutely loved this book. Literally 5 stars. It is so good. There is just some super cute and summery vibe scenes in this book where like Bree is down by the beach just soaking in the sun. I will warn you, this is definitely a sad one. I did cry a few times while reading this. So if you don't already know what this book is about, it's about Bree and Archer, and they both have really tragic pasts. They both have a lot of trauma and things that they have to deal with, and it's kind of just their love story coming together and all the things that they go through together. It is tragic, but it is beautiful, and it is just such a good book. I would highly recommend. It is literally so good. 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay, next book. I just finished this literally yesterday, and it's Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I actually finished this for a reading vlog that's gonna be coming so soon, so be excited for it. This book is just so good, and I feel like it would be so good to read literally any time of the year, but it does take place like the end of their senior year. So we got prom, graduation, all of these things coming up, so it is around the summertime. This book is like so wholesome and sweet, and the characters like, it's just so good. So this book is about Liz and Wesley. They are next door neighbors ever since they were little, and they hate each other. So we got that enemies to lovers. But what I didn't know going into this book was it has some fake dating in it. And if you know me, you know fake dating is my favorite trope. So once the fake dating started in this, I literally was so giddy. I was so giddy. I was like, oh, yes. And that is literally my favorite trope. All the summer vibes, all the good vibes, so wholesome, so cute. 10 out of 10 recommend. Literally read it. Literally pick it up and read it. Miss Haley Pham was not lying when she said this shit was good. Definitely might have some crack in it, I don't know. Okay, so the next 2 books are like a series, and that is The Worst Best Man and The Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa. If you have been following me for quite some time, you know The Worst Best Man was the first ever romance book I have ever read in my entire life, okay? Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. It is so good. Max and Lena have my heart. I still think about these 2 books almost every single day, and I literally read them in like September, October time. So it's been quite some time since I read these, and I literally still think about them every day. So The Worst Best Man follows Max and Lena. Lena was going to get married to Max's older brother, but he stands her up at the altar, and he says that it's Max's fault. Years later, their 2 jobs are putting them together to work on a project so Lena can get a promotion. We got the enemies to lovers going on, and oh my god, is this good. This is chef's kiss, so good. I have a special place in my heart for Mia Sosa because of these 2 books. These are the only 2 I've read by her so far, but she is releasing a new book May 23rd, and I pre-ordered it off Amazon, and I cannot wait for it to get here. And then The Wedding Crasher, this is honestly probably my all-time favorite book. The ending of this book is like my favorite ending of any romance book I've ever read, perhaps any book I've ever read, period. I just love the ending of this book. It's like so wholesome, like straight out of like a Hallmark Christmas movie type thing. This book follows Dean and Salone. Dean is Max's best friend, and Salone is Lena's cousin. So, you know, we got that connection there. Basically, they start fake dating. This is where my love of fake dating came from, guys. So basically, Lena from The Worst Best Man is a wedding planner, and Salone is her cousin, and she is helping her with a wedding, which just so happens to be Dean's. Salone overhears something from the bride and ends up crashing the wedding and breaking them up. Fast forward, Dean lies to his boss that he fell in love with the girl who crashed and broke up his wedding. So he has to convince her to fake date for the sake of his job. Oh my god. Oh my god, literally I can just vividly remember so many things from this book. These are both not necessarily summer books, but I feel like I kind of get summery vibes from them, and also they just have such a special place in my heart that I would recommend them to anyone at any point in time of the year. I truly think I'm gonna end up rereading these soon because I really just want to reread them. The next recommendation I have is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is another one of my all-time favorite books. This book definitely gives off tons of summer vibes because we go from then and now on Macy and Elliot's relationship. So Macy and Elliot met because Macy's dad bought a second home that they would go to on occasion, and he was their next door neighbor. You kind of go through their childhood, them growing up and becoming friends, and a lot of it takes place over summer, which is where we get those summery vibes from. But something happens to where they literally stop talking for 11 years. And then they run into each other and they're kind of starting to be in each other's lives again. You're getting glimpses of their childhood from when they became friends and fell in love. And then you're getting glimpses of now of them kind of starting to rekindle their relationship, even though Macy's in a relationship and so is Elliot. So they're kind of just friends, but you can tell they kind of like want to be more than friends. And then when the part comes where you find out what happened all those years ago that made them stop talking and all the things that kind of surround that period of time, it is a heart stabber, okay? It broke my heart. I was literally sitting sobbing. This is the first ever reading vlog I did, and you can literally see me in that video sitting there bawling. Highly recommend. It is just so, so good. Okay, and then the last recommendation, just because I haven't read very many summery books so far, is Bad Girl Reputation by Elle Kennedy. This isn't one of my favorite books I've ever read, but it was a fun read. I definitely really enjoyed it. I know there is a first to this, okay? And I didn't know when I bought this and read this that there was one before it, so that is in this pile somewhere. We'll get to that later. But this book is honestly, I feel like, really good for the summer. It gives me such summery vibes. The town they live in is right next to the beach, so you get a lot of just summery, beachy vibes from this. So this book is about Genevieve and Evan, and they have been kind of dating ever since they were younger, like in high school. They always get into trouble together, okay? It says bad girl reputation for a reason. She has a bad girl reputation, but she picks up and leaves out of the blue, leaving him behind to make a better version of herself. But she has to return to their town for her mother's funeral, and he just will not let her get away. He is trying to draw her in, trying to get her to come back to him, and she is trying to resist as much as she can because she's trying to keep her good girl persona up. She's trying to not get into trouble, not trying to be bad anymore, but he just won't stop. Second chance romance deal going on. Okay, moving on to all the books I want to read, which as you can see is quite a lot. So we're gonna get started. The first one is The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. I cannot wait to read this. First of all, loved Love in Other Words by them, so you know I'm excited to dive into more of their books. But this is fake dating. This is fake dating. Literally, someone just give me a tissue, I'm gonna cry at the fact that it's fake dating, okay? That is so dramatic, but I genuinely love fake dating so much, and I can't wait to read more fake dating books. This book is about Olive and Ethan. Olive and Ethan hate each other, okay? They hate each other. But Olive's sister is getting married to Ethan's best friend, and everyone on the wedding party comes down with food poisoning except for them two. So they're offered to take the honeymoon to Hawaii from the bride and groom, and of course they take them up on the offer. I mean, it's Hawaii. Who wouldn't? So they go to Hawaii on this honeymoon and act like they are married. I just feel like this is gonna be such a fun book. I've heard so many people talking about this, saying that it's such a fun, good summery read, so I literally cannot wait. I cannot wait. Okay, next book is The Summer of Christmas by Juliet and Keith Giglio. Oh my gosh, if you know me, you know Christmas is my favorite time of the year. Christmas is my favorite holiday. Literally everything Christmas, okay? Everything Christmas. I love Christmas, and I literally recently picked this up, like the last time I went to Barnes, which if you haven't seen my bookstore vlog, go watch it. I bought this in that video. Anyways, this is like the perfect book for me. This book is about Ivy, and she is a screenwriter, and her story about her first love, the boy who broke her heart and broke up with her a few days before Christmas, gets picked up to be made into a movie. But the director wants to film in their hometown, so she has to face her ex, Nick, who broke her heart a couple days before Christmas. And it's just kind of about, you know, she's filming her movie, and then he's there and he's kind of getting a thing started with the person playing her in the movie. And so it's just like this whole ordeal, okay? This whole ordeal. Also, look at this cover. Literally, how stinking cute is this cover? You cannot convince me that this cover is not the cutest thing you've ever seen. And the next book I have is The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. I don't necessarily think I would say this is a summer book. I don't really know, but this book is about Cassie, and she is now unemployed. She needs to find a job, or she can restart up her OnlyFans, but there is some reason that she cannot do that. But then all of a sudden, this live-in nanny position becomes available, and she thinks it's just too good to be true. But the single dad Aiden is like begging her to take the job, so she takes it up, only to find out that he knows her a little better than she originally knew, and it's for her body, but he doesn't remember. Is that not interesting? How is that gonna go? How is that gonna work? What is gonna happen? What is gonna happen? Okay, so my son woke up, so he's in here with me now, so if you hear him making noise, playing, just ignore it. I can't do anything about it. We gotta finish filming. So moving on, the next book is A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Nanny. I feel like this book is gonna be so cute, so wholesome, such summery vibes. I just feel like it's gonna be so cute. This is a YA, like, fiction romance. This book is about Leela, and her mental health is not the best, and her parents start to really worry about it, so they send her for 3 months to Winchester, England with some family friends. And obviously, while she's there, she meets a boy, and you know how it goes from there. I feel like this is just gonna be such a good book. Like, if I finish a really like smutty book and I just want something wholesome, sweet, also something that'll be a quick read, this is what I'm gonna go for. Also, the cover is so cute. Like, look at them sitting there like drinking tea together and like little pastries. Is that not so cute? Okay, and moving on, we have Mr. Wrong Number and The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I cannot tell you how excited I've been to read this, and I just saw this at my barn, so you know I had to pick it up because I keep seeing people talk about it. So first we have Mr. Wrong Number. This is a brother's best friend trope. Oh my gosh, I love that trope. I love brother's best friend, okay? So this book follows Olivia and Colin. Olivia has always had bad luck. Her parents think she's a screw up. She's constantly having bad things coming her way. But then she gets an anonymous text saying, "What are you wearing?" And it turns out to be the most entertaining anonymous relationship of her life. And during this time, she ends up moving in with her brother and his best friend Colin because she's having another run of bad luck. And then come to find out that the person that she has been sexting for weeks is Colin. Do they shut it down? Do they continue, turn up the heat? What do they do? What do they do? I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And then moving on to The Love Wager, I actually don't really know what this is about. This book has fake dating in it. Are you lying to me right now? Okay, I don't know much about this, but all I know right now is they fake date at some point. Literally, this is gonna be a 5-star read, I can tell you right now. Oh my gosh, I love fake dating. I love fake dating. This just came out. This is the second to Mr. Wrong Number. How cute are these covers? Like, absolutely so cute. But yeah, I am gonna keep this one a little bit of a mystery. All I'm gonna let myself know is they fake date at some point. That's what we're gonna leave it at. Can't wait to read them both. Very excited. Moving on, we have From the Jump by Lacey Walden. I just recently got this. First and foremost, look at this cover. Oh my god, it's so cute. The summer vibes are incredible. They are there. They are 100% there, and I cannot wait to read this. So this book is about a chronic yes woman named Liv, and she is about to miss another trip with her college friends until she finally starts saying no, and boy does it feel good. She finally takes this trip with her college friends to South Africa for the summer. They're having fun in the sun, and then she has a little forced proximity going with a very unemotionally available Lucas. We know how it goes from there. We got forced proximity, and I feel like this is going to be the perfect book for summer. Again, they're literally in South Africa for the summer. Moving on, we have Every Summer After by Carly Fortin. I have heard endless good things about this. I don't really know too much about this book. I haven't really read the whole synopsis. I've just heard amazing things, and so I got it. I've heard it's such a good summary book. I do that a lot. If you're new here, you wouldn't know, but I'm constantly just buying books because I hear they're good and I don't even know what they're about. But I'm just so excited to read this. Feel like it's gonna be such a cute, good summary read. 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall fall apart and a weekend to get it right. Does that not just sound so good? Next we have The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I have, again, heard endless good things about this book. I have seen this all over Book Talk, Bookstagram, BookTube, seen it everywhere, heard amazing things, and I can't wait to read it. This is a YA fiction book, and this is about Meredith. Meredith lost her sister Claire 18 months prior, but now it's summertime and she is ready to join the real world. And what better time, because her family has an annual trip to Martha's Vineyard, and this year her entire extended family is gathering for a wedding, which means, as family tradition goes, the week of wedding festivities there is a huge game of assassin, and her sister Claire absolutely loved it. So in honor of her memory, Meredith is going to play, and she ends up forming an alliance with one of the cute groomsmen along the way. Does that not sound so good? If you don't know what assassin is, there's an episode of Gossip Girl that literally depicts it perfectly. It is so fun. So when I read this, I feel like I'm gonna be picturing that episode of Gossip Girl where they're playing assassin. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, you know. You know. And if you don't, you don't. Moving on, we have a trilogy, and of course, if you don't already know what it is, we have The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. I know, I haven't read it yet. I know, don't come for me. So we have The Summer I Turned Pretty is the first one, and then we have It's Not Summer Without You, and then We'll Always Have Summer. So if you don't already know what this trilogy is about, which if you don't, literally where have you been? Literally where have you been? But if you don't, this book has like a little love triangle going on between Belly, Conrad, and Jeremiah. Conrad and Jeremiah are best friends, and they have been friends with Belly and her brother ever since they were little, because every summer Belly, her brother, and her mom go to their beach house and spend the entire summer with Conrad, Jeremiah, and his parents. So that's kind of how they know each other. They grew up, and obviously, as the first book goes, it's the summer she turned pretty, the summer that the boys finally realized that she is beautiful and kind of started to recognize her. She's always been in love with Conrad, but now there's like this thing with Jeremiah going on. And since I've seen the first season of the show, I'm very intrigued to see like how the first book is, how it compares to the show. Very, very excited. Also, the second season comes out so soon, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. But yeah, so excited to read this trilogy. Like, very, very excited because the show is so good. And the next book we have is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. I just recently picked this up. It's a YA book. It's short. I feel like this is going to be a quick, easy, wholesome, fast read. I just said so many different words. I don't even know what I said. But this book is basically about Bradley and Celine. They used to be best friends, but now Bradley is the star football player of his high school, and he kind of ditches her to be with the popular kids because she is not one of them. So when Celine signs herself up for a 2-part survival course in the woods, the last thing she expected was to find Bradley there, but he's there. Has too much time passed, or just enough to spark a brand new type of relationship. This is gonna be so cute. Also, I love the cover. Like, this is just so cute. Look at them! Look at them! So cute! Moving on, the next book I have is Booked on a Feeling by J.C. Lee. This book is about Lizzie, and she has got her entire life mapped out, and the last thing she's waiting to check off is making partner at her prestigious law firm. But she ends up passing out from a panic attack during a very pivotal moment of her career. She ends up back in her hometown to recharge, where she spent her childhood summers with her best friend, Jack. Jack definitely did not expect to see her, and lo and behold, he has been in love with her forever. He has always had a crush on her, and he is determined to keep it a secret. Secrets must come out at some point, right? But they end up working to revamp a bookstore. How cute! How cute, how cute. Like, this is gonna be so cute. This is gonna be so cute. I literally cannot wait. Moving on, we have Things We Never Got Over and Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. I'm really not sure if these take place during summer, but these covers give me such summery vibes, so I feel like it has to, right? Like, it has to. I don't know, even if it doesn't, these covers are too perfect for summer. Like, look how cute this looks. Like, just me holding them. They're so cute. But I've just heard amazing things about these books. I don't really know much about either of them. I like know little snippets here and there, but it's nothing that I like know exactly what the story is about. Again, I buy a lot of books that I know nothing about just because I hear they're good. These are two of the ones that I did that with. But honestly, I'm kind of excited to go into these mostly blind because that is where I end up getting some of my favorite books, is going into them completely blind. So very excited about these. And again, the covers. The covers. Like, are we kidding? Like, are we kidding? Moving on, we have Beautiful Disaster by Jamie Maguire. This is actually a book I wanted to read literally back in like April, and I just have yet to get to it, but I wanted to read it because the movie just came out, and I'm not gonna watch the movie till I read the book, but this book seems so good. This is like literally one of my favorite covers that I own. Literally, how beautiful is that? The butterfly. But this book just seems like it is going to be so good. So this book is about Abby Abernathy, and she is a good girl. She doesn't drink, she doesn't party, she doesn't do drugs, okay? She is a good girl, and she is trying to keep up that good girl persona, going to college, hasn't changed it, but then she runs into Travis Maddox, the school's walking one-night stand, and they end up making a bet. If she wins, he has to stay abstinent for a month, and if he wins, she has to stay with him in his apartment for the same amount of time. What? Does that not sound so good? Very excited to read this. Again, love the cover. One of my favorite covers I own. Super cute. And the story just sounds so interesting. I cannot wait to read it. Next, we have Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. This is the first to Bad Girl Reputation, the one that I didn't know existed until after I read Bad Girl Reputation. This was on my TBR for like January. I never read it. Do you see the cover? I mean, what is more summery vibed than that? I think this will be a good book to read this summer, especially since I read Bad Girl Reputation and I did really enjoy that book, so I feel like I would like this. This book is about Mackenzie and Cooper, and she's kind of been testing keeping her wilder impulses under control. She's had some experience, but then she meets Cooper, and he is the local bad boy, and it becomes harder to control those impulses when around him. But yeah, I am excited to read it. Battery is gonna die. Okay. We're gonna wrap this up. We have one more book left. We have Travis by Mia Sheridan. This is the second to Archer's Voice, which was one of my recommendations. This actually just came out, and if you've read Archer's Voice, you did not like Travis. I know I didn't. I hated this dude. I hated this dude, but apparently this is his redemption story, so I'm excited to read it for the fact that hopefully he does get some redemption, but I just can't see myself liking him. I just can't. Like, I don't see myself ever liking him, but I'm excited to read it. I don't know if it's a summer book. I don't know when it takes place. I just know I'm excited to read it. So that is the last book. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, because we have a lot of fun over here and we want you to join the fun. With that being said, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. So they can see me from above. Channeling my inner Sharpay Evans. And this. Can't read it. What?